Hi everybody, I'm here to talk to you about some of the items from my Christmas haul. I have been using some of the drugstore items, the makeup items that I bought, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you. First is the Revlon Photo Ready Airbrush Foundation, and I was really excited to try this because I don't think there's anything quite out there, at least packaged like this and dispenses like this. So it comes in an aluminum can. And so you shake it like you would shake whipped cream or maybe a mousse product for your hair. And when I first put this on, the pressure was there, so I had to press a little bit hard to get some out. So if you do purchase this, just be aware that it's going to shoot out rather quickly. So anyway, now it's like the second time around it comes out a little bit easier, but it comes out like a mousse would. It's air whipped, and I really liked it. You press it down. You don't need a lot of product. Like I put it on my hand first, and then I used a foundation brush to put it all over my face. I basically put the dots all over, and then I worked it up with a foundation brush, and I did use a Tarte foundation brush, but it went on really smooth. There's a tiny bit of a shimmer to this, which I have used airbrush makeup before, obviously, and so it reminded me a little bit like that, a little bit more shimmer, but I have it on now, and I really like the way it held up and it wore. I don't know if it would wear really well for 12 hours, but definitely 6 to 8 hours I think it really wore well. I didn't see too much of a change in as far as some of my fine lines and wrinkles showing through, or it because any acne scars, or if I had a pimple or whatever. I didn't really see too much of that showing through, but then definitely after 10 hours I kind of felt like I needed to touch up a little bit, but I loved how it felt on my skin. I really think it gave you the appearance of a flawless finish, and it wasn't too thick. It didn't settle in my fine lines and wrinkles when I first put it on, and I liked it. I mean, I think it runs between $11.99 and $13.99, and I'm in the natural beige. So I really thought, for your average day, that I think it would it held up really nice. I mean, there's probably maybe some other Revlon products out there that might be a little bit better. I don't know, because this is actually my first Revlon foundation that I've ever purchased. I'm more high-end with foundation, but I really felt for the price it was really great. So I would definitely recommend you trying this one out. I liked it a lot. On my eyes, which, let me tell you, putting this eyeshadow on, because I picked a green palette, this Revlon Colorstay in the green here. When I put this on, I felt like I was going back into the 80s wearing green eyeshadow. I accent a lot with green, but this is a quad with all four green shadows. So when I was putting it on, I was like, wow, oh my gosh. But it stayed. It says it's supposed to stay 18 hours. Again, I don't know if it stayed 18 hours because I didn't have it on quite that long, but it definitely lasted through my day without creasing. I did prime my my lash, my lids, to make sure that everything stayed, but I used this one all over the lid here, this one all over the lid, and then in my crease I did this color. It's like a mossy color, and then this is like a real true evergreen color. And I didn't use this one. I didn't use all four, but I used these three. And actually, after I put it on, for 10 minutes or so, I really did like how it looked. I wasn't so bashful to say, oh my God, I'm wearing green eyeshadow again. Now, if the New York Jets had done better this season, this would have been really great for game day, but they didn't. So I'm gonna have to pick the Blues, because hopefully the New York Giants will do better. But I really liked how it stayed. I like how there's a lot of color on here. It's not, there's tons of color in the palette, so it didn't skimp on color. but I liked it a lot. I thought it wore very well. And again, you know, it's the palette. If I had picked a tan or a brown palette or maybe a violet palette, I would have felt a little differently. But I did pick the green palette. I stepped out of my box, but I really, really like this, and it lasted. And I think this was only $6.99, this palette. So this was really, really good. And then I lined my eyes with the Revlon Colorstay. And I made a mistake and I said it was a liquid liner, and actually it's a gel liner. And I was pleasantly surprised when I opened this up, because I love the fact, because with most gel liners you have to have a brush, but this is all together, which I think it's unbelievably convenient, so you can really take this to go. So again, the brush is inside the lid, and then it's just a creamy gel liner. It glided on my lids like nothing. It was wonderful. It lasts all day long. Again, I didn't sleep with it. I don't sleep with my makeup. I know Bobbi Brown gel liners, which I talk about Bobbi Brown a lot. You can totally be disheveled when you wake up the next morning, but that gel liner will still be on your lids perfectly. I didn't take that to the test, but it definitely lasted 12 hours. It looked wonderful, it held up beautifully, and I did it on the top of my lash here, you know, along the lash line, and I really loved how it went on. So I think that's definitely a keeper as well. And again, that's the Revlon Colorstay gel liner, and I got one in the gray as well. So this is the brown, and I got one in gray, and I like this a lot too. Then I know I already bragged about these, but the Maybelline Dream Bouncy blushes, I love them. I have this one on in the pink petal right now, and I told you I loved how, you know, they press in, and there's a ton of color here, and I like to brighten up the apples of my cheeks. Just grab it up and then you buff it out. I love how they feel. I love how it gives you a dewy look. So I would definitely grab these. I know they're really pretty hot and popular right now, but they're great. Like again, I think it was $6.99 for the blush, and it's a great product. I like that a lot too. And last but not least, I know, blah blah blah, the Revlon lip butters, but I do love it. And this was one of the new colors. I have the Fig on, which I like a lot. I thought it would go very well with my green eyes. But again, I love it. It just leaves my lips feeling so hydrated. They never feel dried out. And they have a lot of great colors. And it's like a broad spectrum of colors. Everywhere from the nude lip all the way to like a really colorful lip. So grab those when you get a chance to see them. So that's it. That's my little review on my Christmas haul drugstore makeup. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.